Chapter 15, Mishnah 3. Another application of the requirement that an ohel must have a tefach of space beneath it. Rows of earthenware barrels in stacks are standing upright or lying on their sides, and they are outdoors, and the barrels each touch one another for the space of a tefach square. Since they are resting on the ground, there is less than a tefach of space beneath the row of barrels, and thus none of the barrels is an ohel. Accordingly, if there is tuma under one of the barrels, the tuma penetrates upward directly above the corpse, and it penetrates downward directly below the corpse, as tuma does when it is not under an ohel. It does not spread to the sides and make other objects under the barrels tame. The Mishnah limits the above ruling based on two laws. 1. The law taught in Mishnah 1 that when there is a stack of items resting above the ground, the top item is an ohel as long as it is a tefach above the ground. If there are other items filling up that tefach of space, we ignore them. 2. The law that an object that is subject to tuma cannot block tuma from spreading, but an object that is not subject to tuma does block tuma from spreading. When do these words apply? When do the barrels not act as an ohel? With tahor barrels, that is, when the lower barrels are a type of barrel that is not subject to tuma, since such barrels block tuma from spreading, we cannot ignore them. They block the space, and there is not considered to be a tefach of space here. Thus, there is no ohel. But if the lower barrels are tame, i.e., they are a type of barrel that is subject to tuma, since they do not block tuma from spreading, we ignore them and view only the upper barrels. Since the upper barrels are a tefach off the ground, they are an ohel. Another case where the Mishnah's first law does not apply. Or if the lower barrels are a tefach above the ground, the lower barrels are an ohel, and thus, if there is tuma under one of the barrels, the area under all of them is tame, since the tuma spreads beneath the entire ohel. Since each barrel touches the next one for the space of a tefach square, as the Mishnah stated above, the spaces under the barrels combine to form one large ohel. The tuma thus spreads beneath all the barrels.